Hello, and welcome to this multicam video editing tutorial for FCP X. I believe this tutorial will be helpful for any fellow or future editors delving into their first multicam edit. And any suggestions, tips, or criticisms are more than welcome. First and foremost, this tutorial assumes you know the basics of FCP X editing. For a more comprehensive look at the basics of FCP X editing, especially for news, I suggest taking a look at the description below for a link to Image Junkie's brilliant tutorial on how to edit in FCP X for news. This specific edit was done for BBC World for a program called Africa Business Report, which was filmed and edited in Johannesburg, South Africa. In order to make this video as accessible as possible, and also not to make it feel like I'm having to hold your hand through the whole process, here's an idea where you can fast forward to in the video to find out the specific things that you're looking for. Okay, so let's start editing. This here is an idea of a completed project, but let's kick it off from the beginning. So you've opened Final Cut Pro, File, New Library. I'm going to save it to the desktop, call it Multicam Tutorial for obvious reasons. Save that. Now you want to import your media. As you may know, there's many ways of doing this. I'm going to simply click here. I have our clips quite neatly saved in a folder. So here you see guest 3 shot, guest single camera. So this is our roaming camera, presenter cam, and a wide camera, kind of just our safe go-to cut camera. What we also have is 2 audio channels. All the audio was live mixed. You can take individual audio in if you need, or use the audio from one of the cameras. Or if you're cutting a music video, for example, then you would then have just the music there. So you can import all of those together. What I simply do is, because it's in a nice, neat little folder, I just import the entire folder. There you go. Click import. So hopefully after what was a very short wait, all your media should be imported, and you should have a lovely 100% symbol sitting there, which implies that all your media has been fully ingested and now sitting nice and neatly within your events panel. We're going to go straight into creating and managing a multicam clip now. So basically what you want to do is select the angles and audio you want included in your multicam clip. You can do that by clicking, holding command and selecting whichever media you want included, or simply drag over it. In this case, we're going to use all 6 items of media. You then right click, select New Multicam Clip. It'll open an options panel. You can then name it. I'm just going to call it Multicam Clip. Make sure Use Audio Synchronization is ticked. You can go to Use Custom Settings. This just allows you to assemble how you want them laid out, either by when the content was created, clip names, angles, etc. You can adjust this later within the angles editor, and I'll show you how to do that. So my suggestion would be just to use automatic settings for now. Then you're going to click OK. Should take a minute to synchronize, or less in this case. And there you have your multicam clip sitting in your events panel. Don't worry that it's blank for now. You'll see why. But there it is. I promise it is all contained within that clip. Now what we're going to do is create a new project, name it appropriately, multicam, and click OK. Now you want to insert your multicam clip into your project panel. There's various ways of doing that, as you would with any standard clip. You can press W to insert it, or simply grab it, drag, and drop it. There you have it there. Let's just snap it to scale. I'm going to close the inspector panel, basically because you won't be needing it. I'm also going to, because I have a second monitor here, get rid of now the events panel. You won't be needing that either. It'll all be shown now in your angles editor. So I'm simply going to get rid of this. So what you're seeing on your screens now is the viewer panel just here. Just below that, the projects panel in which your multicam clip is sitting. Don't worry that this appears blank now. If yours has a picture, that's absolutely fine. You'll see why that is shortly. What you want to do now is open your angles in order to see all your video and audio angles. How you do that is you go to the top right. You'll see a drop down called View. You drop that down. You go to Show Angles. You can also press, as you can see, a Shift Command 7. That'll then open all your video and audio angles, so to speak. You can change how many you view by going to Settings. Drop that down. You can go to 2, 4, 9, or 16. We're going to leave this at 9 for now, just to be able to see everything we're working with. So now what you want to do in order to manage these various angles is open your angle editor. And how you do that is go down to your multicam clip within the project. You right click and then you go to open angle editor. So your angle editor basically expands and displays all the media contained within your multicam clip. In here you can manage, restack your media, as well as do some color corrections and adjust volume. You can also add and delete clips, which is something I'll show you in a little while. For now, let's just take a look at some of the elements included in your angle editor. The top left of each of the clips, there'll be these little icons. These are basically just how you can monitor audio and video. So video is displayed by this little screen, audio by this little speaker here. So what it's done automatically is selected to monitor the audio channel, which is why it's blank. So we want to change that. We just want to go to a video clip. Click the little screen here on our guest 3 shot. It'll then, as you can see, display that video. It has the audio channel selected for audio, so that's fine. We're going to leave that as is. Now what you want to do is restack the clips, which will then change how they're displayed in your viewer just up here. How you do that is you go to the right of each of the clips, and you'll see these little grids, a handle appear. You just click on that, drag it down, and now what you'll notice is they'll start to restack and reorder in your viewer screen. Drag it all the way down. So what I've done is just taken the audio channels and put them all the way at the bottom, because we kind of just want them to sit still, static. We don't want to really cut to them or edit them, so we want them kind of out of the way. So I'm also just going to take them out of the viewer screen here and basically go to Settings and just go to 4 angles as opposed to 9. Right. Now, just very briefly, if you have forgotten, for example, to include some audio or some video, perhaps an angle you want to slip in there, you don't have to start a new multicam clip. You can include it now within your angle editor, and you simply do that by okay, so what I'm going to do first is bring back the events pane, and you're going to see here, so say for example this clip here, I've forgotten to include it. I want to now include it within the multicam clip. You go down to your angle editor, you click on any of these, you click the little drop down here, and then you're going to go to add angle. That'll create an angle just below it called Untitled Angle. You're going to go to the clip that you want to include. You're going to click, drag it, drop it into the Untitled Angle, and it'll fall in there, nice and simple. Now obviously it's not in sync yet, so what you want to do then is go to the drop down again and go Sync Selection to Monitoring Angle. Take a little while to analyze it, and there you go, you have a new angle included. If you want to delete an angle inversely, you go again, click there, and simply go Delete Angle. Easy as that. So those are the basic elements of the angle editor. Now what you want to do, that you've managed the media and organized it, is you want to go back to your multicam clip. You simply do that by going to this arrow here, go back in timeline history, and there you are, back to your multicam clip. Again, you can go back to your angle editor either by right-clicking or now by clicking this arrow here. Okay, so now once again, for your viewing pleasure, I'm going to get rid of the events pane. On your screen now, you're going to see again the various angles within the viewer. What we're going to do now is just inspect the angles viewer up here, see what the various elements are, what the various cursors do, some short keys, etc. So first and foremost, when you toggle over each of these angles, what I'm going to do as well is just bring up the audio as well, just to make this easier to see. You'll see firstly that a blade appears. Okay, automatically, in fact, a blade appears. Now what this does is when you're playing your video, it'll click and create a cut when you click on that angle. So when you're playing the video, you can click there, click, and it'll create cuts just here within your multicam clip. We'll look how that works a little bit later, just to understand how that blade cursor works. Just going to undo that quick. The other option is if you press Option, you hold down your Option key, you hover over it. As you'll see here, a little hand will display, right? What that does is then just select it without creating a cut point in your multicam clip. And it'll then, as you see there, change the entire clip over which your playhead is on to that angle you've selected. So now you'll notice that it's just up here. There's a little icon that shows basically a film reel and a waveform, and that'll tell you that you've now cut from audio and video to that clip. But basically, I want to keep my audio contained to these two audio channels. So how you do that is in the top left here, you'll see two little icons, and it'll say enable audio only switching, enable video only switching, and enable video and audio switching, right? Nicely color-coded as well, as you'll notice now. So if you just want to cut to video, you want that blade or that little hand just to do video, you click on this. Or if you want to do just audio, you then click on the audio. So for now, I want just the audio continuous, and I don't want to create a blade. I want the entire clip to basically have just the audio. So I'm going to press my Option button, wait for the hand. So you need to toggle a bit to see the little hand come up. Click. You'll see green. It'll now play that mixed audio, that beautiful mixed audio track that I have. And video now, if I want to now cut between just the video, so what I did was just, again, go to 4 angles. So I've basically now told it that the audio will remain there as long as I select the film icon here. So now every time I click to create a cut, it's going to just change the video elements to the assigned angle. A nice neat little trick as well, instead of having to click each of the clips, it's now, they've each, in the order they're in, been assigned numbers. So literally on your keypad, while you're playing the video, instead of clicking as you do here, for example, you can literally press 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 and 6 would be my audio again, but I don't want to go to those. Again, if you're holding Option, it'll change it without the blade while you're pressing your keypad. So you're pressing Option and your numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll then assign them, as simple as that. So if you click on the keypad, use that. Otherwise, you can simply click, as we have been doing. And here you'll see the cuts just here that I did. Good. So now you have an idea of how the clips behave in the events pane and how you can click between them, what the various cursors mean. You can also go down here and switch between your various angles. Blue will show you which clip has video selected. Green obviously shows where the audio is selected. And remember, just up here what these tabs mean: video and audio. Video, audio selected. We obviously want video selected. Now we go down to the projects panel and take a look at the multicam clip. Just see how editable it is. Basically for this edit, we had to take it down from its 28-minute length, cut it down to about 16 minutes to fit our program. And we basically just selected a nice wide shot. And then we just decided editorially what questions and answers we might want to take out. So I'm just going to expand the clip a bit here. Go down here, bottom right. Just enlarge it a little bit, make it a bit easier to see. And then just give you an idea that how it behaves like a regular clip, essentially. So if at any point I decide I don't want that answer, I can just add a little blade there, press B, play it for a while, decide that's now where we don't want the next part, and then simply press A. And you can take this out. You can either move it up if you want, like that, becomes a attached clip. Move it to different places. You can delete it. You can lengthen the clip, as you can see here. You can make it longer and shorter. You can use your trim key as well if you need to, just roller sections of it. So it basically just an idea. It behaves like a regular clip as if you're editing it. You can also expand the audio, do a bit of a cross dissolve, just basically as any clip would behave. So for argument's sake, let's say you've cut your multicam clip to its desired length, and you're now ready for the fun bit, which is basically cutting your multicam edit. So I'm just going to show you the way I did it. Basically, I just kind of live cut it. I played it and then just cut to the angles as I saw appropriately by clicking on the various views. Don't worry about selecting the wrong camera at the wrong time or deciding you now want to change it. Just keep going. You can then go back and quite easily change it and amend and also toggle across and trim edits as well accordingly. So I would say just play as I'm about to do and just select the angles accordingly as you like. So we're going to start at about here in the projects pane. We can see this gentleman here is talking at this point. So we're going to start here. That'll create a cut point in your multicam clip below, as you'll notice. I'm going to press play.
So ultimately, if you're successful in what you're doing, you will definitely become a millionaire.
Presenter will talk. I'll click here. Create another cut point. Go to a nice wide shot. Click there. Another cut point. To the 3 shot. And then we'll go to a single shot. Now I'm going to use the numbers on the keypad just to also show you how those work. So I'm going to press 1. Then I'm going to go to a nice noddy of our presenter, press 3. Another wide shot with 4. And then back to our single shot. And there you go. So just going to stop it there. What you'll notice now in your projects panel, in your multicam clip rather, it's created all these edit points. This is exactly the points where I was clicking and editing at that time. I created those edit points, and you'll notice once you scrub over it, there you go. In the right-hand panel there, the various cuts that happened. So I'm just going to zoom in here so we can analyze it a bit and just see how we can trim and edit. So here would be our first cut point, just there.
So ultimately, if you're successful in what you're doing, you will definitely become a millionaire.
Okay, so now we decide we didn't cut to the presenter at the right time here. This is kind of where we want to get to the presenter. What you can do is just hover your cursor over here. You'll see a trim icon will display. You can then just roll that to that point, and there you go. Your presenter will show up.
You made yours at 27, your first million.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Okay. Now again, once again, we decide we want to go now. We want to cut away from the presenter. She's starting to play with her papers, making a bit of noise. We just roller it across. But also now we notice we're on the wide shot. She's with her papers at this point. So we want to get her out of vision. So what we can do, there's 2 options now to change this entire clip here. As you can see, this whole clip now that's highlighted. You want to change which camera was selected then. So here you have the option to either go up to your events pane, press the option key as shown before. The little hand will display, as you can see there. And then simply select it that'll then change this entire clip here to that angle. Okay, I'm just going to go back to what it was there, to that angle. The other option, alternatively, you go to the beginning of the clip, as I've done here. So it's right over that transition point. Then you can have the blade tool option selected, and then just select, I'm going to go to single shot as well. Then as you can see below here, the entire clip has now changed to that angle. So let's just play that again. Bit of a camera shake, but again, you can roll and trim accordingly. And there we go.
There was not much options, and I think my mother made a great deal around the issue.
Here we are back again, taking a look at what a final edit looks like. As you can see, I've brought the events pane back into view. Down here in the projects panel, you can see basically what a 16 to 17 minute long multicam edit will look like. Once again, this was done for BBC World for a show called Africa Business Report. Thanks very much for watching. Hope it was helpful. If you have any tips or tricks, comments or criticism as far as FCP X editing or creating video tutorials, please do let me know. Till next time, cheers.